Hell no. As much fun as it is slicing your fingers open with thorns on a day-to-day basis, I packed that in. Dimitri smirked. You sound a bit bitter about it. She eyed her plate, perhaps hoping a bit of her breakfast was still available. Well, once I realized that Ted was a perv who used to make me bend down to pick up the bundles and collect debris off the floor for his own enjoyment, the job lost some of its charm. Well, that and... Mia leaned in conspiratorially, holding her hand to her mouth and waiting for Dimitri to lean in too. You know, roses cost nothing to grow, right? Like literally $0. Yet guys buy them for over $30 a dozen. He winked as he whispered back, Wow, you did them cheap. Mia playfully slapped Dimitri's face. Dimitri feigned shock, and they hovered near each other for a moment, electricity passing between them. Well, that's over now anyway, Mia said, leaning back. Dimitri wondered if there had been a double meaning to those words. Probably not, judging by the foot sliding up his trouser leg. Change of careers for me. Yeah? He waved down the waitress and asked her for more coffee. What's the switch? Game development, she said simply, and took a dramatic sip of her tea. Game development? Dimitri asked, eyebrows raised skeptically. You, Miss, can you please spend time with me in the real world, is now creating the very games that led to some of the biggest arguments I've ever had with anyone in my life? He added after a moment, Ever? His accusation of hypocrisy was set aside with a shrug. Yeah, I mean, the stuff I'm working on right now is a bit different than when I used to find you sitting day after day in the same pair of sweatpants playing Relic Hunter 2. We're more into the VR space now, creating full immersion multiplayer experiences, something you can really get your teeth into. She lifted an eyebrow, not rubbing your crotch while you watch elves screwing elves by your lonesome. Keep your voice down. Dimitri looked at the other tables, checking that no one had overheard Mia's words. Please, I have a reputation to maintain. Oh, that's right, Mia said playfully. Her voice grew louder as she turned her head toward the cafe, but her eyes never moved from his face. Mr. Big Shot Psychologist doesn't want people to know he used to live down on the ground with us mere mortals. That he used to drop Cheetos down the side of the couch and use the fallen items as nourishment when he couldn't be bothered to wash plates or get his lazy ass off the couch. Dimitri blushed, crouching and hiding his face with his hand. He glanced over his fingers, finding that literally no one was paying attention. The diner's customers were all too involved in their own gossip and conversation to give a crap about two high school sweethearts playing catch-up. Are you done? Dimitri hissed. For now, Mia smirked. But, since we're on the subject of our careers, it seems like as good a time as any to get to the bottom of why I asked you to meet with me today. Aw, man, can a pretty girl ask a handsome guy to breakfast without wanting something in return? Dimitri feigned exasperation. A man can feel used, you know. Hey, if a girl really wanted something, she'd ask the man to dinner at a decent restaurant. She pointed around the cafe. Not a crummy diner in the early morning light, Mia said, biting her tongue coyly. She reached down to the seat beside her and pulled out a magazine. A devilishly groomed man beamed on the cover, a hand pinching the knot of his tie. You know who this is, right? Dimitri scoffed. You know I do, but I'm not exactly sure what you're getting at here. Mia grinned and fanned through the pages, finding the center spread with the same man, who stood at the forefront of a V of sophisticated-looking men and women with similar features. They were all dressed in power suits. Some had their arms folded, others had their hands in their pockets, 8 of them in total. A headline at the top of the page read, Hector's heights soar ever higher. Mia slapped the magazine down as if her point had been made. The Lagardis are one of the wealthiest families in America. Like, we're talking stupid, ridiculous money. More zeros than anyone can count. More zeros than I can scribble onto this page before running out of space. She paused, meeting Dimitri's eyes. And what does their wealth have to do with me? Dimitri said, already feeling like he knew where this conversation